Before we begin today's season finale for Diary of a Mohican Kid, the Mustangs Chaos, I just want to clarify something to you guys. For those who haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And also hit the notification button, like, and comment. And now that we begin chapter 4 to 5, 5 is really short, so we're going to combine this together with it being just chapter 4 in general, or we can also state it as chapter 5. It doesn't really matter because we are in for the season finale. There is going to be some split content, just letting you guys know, and it's kind of weird, but I don't want to take it there because I want to just introduce you guys to what I'm capable of doing, which is, so I just don't want to be that type of guy that shows that type of stuff. I might not show the whole thing because it's kind of weird if you ask me. But as a matter of fact, we might as well get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Chapter 4, Thursday. Besides things being crazy, overall, my morning came better than being stuck inside lockdown 24/7. We finally calmed down ever since Jaden and Desmond got trapped from the gladiators room once their chaotic AWOL didn't deserve advice. From what I could tell, it's actually kind of peaceful without those two, but unfortunately for right now, Laville's still in our group, sadly enough. We had a state test today during first period, which meant since I am still new, even crazier than that, this confirms what taking breaks offers from downtown Alabama. Answer checked, doing yourself comfort. So while this writing inside could do no harm, let's just say, to clarify my perspective on important social cues roundabout, there's gotta always be chemistry flowing past these chilly frontiers. The question is, what frontiers? I can analyze a long time ago during 2017, it was winter season, and this period took place around my late childhood. 11 years ago wasn't easy, or being 11 years old wasn't easy, but it wasn't 11 years ago, my bad. Plus, personal factor through living in Massachusetts gets a lot more bad reputation on bullying terms. Julie and Rob used to be my foster parents alongside Jace Kelly, aka my younger brother, who's now way smarter these days. Back when me and Savannah used to have dirty-minded sex, Savannah's brother Sean made fun of us, even though Sean used to be a common best friend for myself daily. Faith was another girl around my block, cause let me tell you, she is hot. Faith's first turning back playing casual truth or dare started after she made hormones into extra crispy explosives nevertheless. First round began a sign only we weirdos experience onto Google's web search for gold. Faith kept going back and forth, ending only in 20 straight minutes. This second round happened dandy like Ligma as Faith and me hid it behind a metal gate you smart people could have sneaked in. While making out was not long before bottom duty capital, I gotta say, Faith decided to get on with it. I remember another time when me and Faith made out with me, or Faith making out with me in general, because keeping things low-key behind earlier events such as the back dumpster or bottom downhill felt super risky yet super crazy. And I'm not going to even mention the rest of that, guys, because, it's kind of a split scene, so I don't want to reveal that. But anyways, Brayden seriously got no privileges, mainly because Miss Hunter wanted to play pretend as if acting pretty could have prevented many of Mohican's rights. Something even more foul came upon ourselves, because now Eli's grandma took him out of Mohican. Eli is no longer with us, all depending whenever we Mustangs thought times reach found hope. Alex explained Eli's situation carefully, mostly factoring out those issues Eli had no control over. Sorry for stuttering there. I kind of thought Eli would have never followed up Mohican's regulations, sadly, though. I'm sure whenever Eli goes next, or wherever he goes next, he's probably best off figuring his own problems through. Unless we hear tons of baloney, let's try focusing on foot. We all got back to school after finishing chores, and instead of being trapped inside class quietly, Miss Schaefer comes standing in the doorway, excusing myself from class and sitting down inside her back office. She explains the past history with me being helpless too much. And yes, Durgan Marshall High School sucked balls compared to Logan Elm High School. But while she describes my goals in life, things tend like chicken fingers as her motive begins unexpectedly. Spoiler alert, Westwood agreed for expanding my progress even about video editing, such and such. About a couple months back in New Spring, me and Miss Hughes were ready on preparing Outly Progress, prior focus on getting me back to California, which is where my family lives, including my mother, Michelle, Bruce. But that's not all. In case you guys probably would have figured, what does my destiny lead at? So far ahead. I know I should have left the past behind, except rapidly doing too much may have made me think straight about my friends, my family, my other family, and old friends too. The Mustangs later headed off for Coach Wilson's basketball tournament. Coach Wilson's gymnasium is looking fine as hell, while our group sat back down enjoying these final moments before getting to be playing 3v3. I will not lie, but the Mustangs' gaming attempt last time did not live up on Free Lane's permission. We sucked ass between better rivals, whose potential plan compared us like awful recruits. The Aztecs absolutely dominated the whole grail, only because Desmond and DeAndre were stuck with no pribs as well, containing me, still, Alex, Jade, and Eli. Without DeAndre, our team lost 8-21. Even the Buccaneers made fun of us. It's totally different on Thursday's notice, forever knowing DeAndre got his pribs back and square. The Titans versus Mustangs actually ruled. Seeing Matt throw super intensely to DeAndre became a hot topic exclusive. Second round was the Knights versus us Mustangs. To be completely honest with myself, those Knights weren't even full grown at all, and sadly enough, these were just kids. Coach Wilson must have thought in his head things couldn't get as boring as this, but towards the Mustangs' third match attempt, we wonder why. Dragons going 3v3 may have repeated to a younger audience, my bad. And in our ending through Coach Wilson's basketball tournament, please kill me. Chapter 5, Friday. Well, my journal is coming from one last intake before running out of pages completely. It's been a total disaster on my situation. These latest groups ended off pretty badly. All over my bullshit. These later chapters keep getting ugly such and such. While everyone discussed Alex's inappropriate topic towards girl staff, Matt revealed something accountable on me. He speds about how Alex and I will be sexually acting out about these girl staff, which happily is true. We were talking about them, but kind of didn't start out like that, honestly. When I first entered to Mohican building day one, after being introduced to Mustang peers... Okay, you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to take a deep breath for a second because I talked way too much. 3, 2, 1, and go. And day two's topic could have never been discussed if only Alex stopped right there. Instead, Alex started mentioning Miss Madden 1 and 2, and from that point on, he trapped myself to be stuck with his sexual intentions. After 2 days passed by later, Alex warned me for the better. Now look how he snitches in gym. Our second group began a couple hours when me and Matt figured out who's the truth would come out, and because thinking Mr. Gooseby would have solved anything began to turn false. I realized Mr. Gooseby's trigger made things worse, so he escorted Alex and me to the Mustangs room. Eventually, Miss Hunter left for shift last night. Brady and Mr. Keener showed up, basically asking Mr. Myers what's been cooking. Mr. Myers, I noticed, actually cared. Reasoning for this is from learning the Dragon's past history issues where he discovered himself. Now I know who's worthy of being loyal towards autistic kids' needs. At the end of our day, it all came down to heads or tails, because the next group session finally went smoothly, charging high expectations that could have easily broke loose if it wanted to. Whatever happens next will determine how we try, unless you're the one accountable for things you choose to decide on, no matter where it takes us. Trust me whenever I mention this. Life gives people chances whenever we lose or fail, especially the good people. So, the end. Alright, post-credit recap. As I'm finishing up Book 0, before closing an entire backlash, my therapist, Mr. Matt, is the only one who heard everything explained in this journal, giving himself something to feel ready for. Mr. Mag looked surprised to say the least, proving that someday I can be somebody rather than speaking low budget. Once it was time's up, inside my brain told me otherwise. What if Mr. Matt reveals these personal thoughts later down Middle East? Because really, being honest with myself, nobody will find out our secret. Another plot point I must address tonight about being teasing Book 2's arrival upcoming soon. Maybe instead of being negative/straight facts, turning this next installment shouldn't be too messy, but instead could be totally different. I may not know when I've got to begin Mohican's next step, but honestly worried for the return of Desmond and Jade. To be continued for Diary of a Mohican Kid, Secret Agenda. Events for real situations in Mohican Youngstar Academy, truthfully taking place around the middle of these wilderness roundabouts. Sincerely, Nicholas Ryan Bruce. April 28, 2023 at 9 o'clock p.m. Central. So on April 28th, 2023, this is when it happened, guys. This is when I ended the first book, and now I want to continue into the second book and to explore more of the lore of Diary of a Mohican Kid, So, if you enjoyed today's finale for Diary of a Mohican Kid, the Mustangs Chaos, and yes, I just teased it, Secret Agenda is coming out, please make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe if you already haven't, and follow me on YouTube as usual because I have no idea what my other account is. Actually, it's Instagram, and to be honest, it's Nicholas Ryan Bruce or Nicholas Bruce Pack 123. So make sure to get into that very soon because this is actually quite interesting to say the least. Now, before I start, I just want to clarify something to you guys. Okay, in Diary of a Mohican Kid Secret Agenda, there's going to be a lot of twists and turns into the series of Mohican Kid. And if the Mohican Kid title ends up getting changed, I won't blame you guys because, to be honest with myself, I did talk to Jeff Kinney, and I'm just going to let that be. So, anyways, peace out.